Hey guys, hope you're doing well. A couple weeks ago promised that I would update you as soon as I could on my new protocol and what I'm doing to try and attack the stem cells that cause the cancer cells which create the tumors. And I have that update for you now. I apologize for the bad lighting. I expected to be able to do this earlier today and it got dark on me. So here we go. Here's the full list of everything I'm taking, and I'll explain a little bit more about them once I get through the list. You can find this entire list in the download section on my webpage, robscancerchronicles.com. It's in the resources section down in the downloads, and you'll see it titled, it says Rob's New Protocol. So here we go. I take nano-liposomal curcumin liquid. I take 500 milligrams of that twice a day, AM and PM. It's a teaspoon of what I ordered. Vitamin B complex liquid, I take a tablespoon of that once a day. Fish oil, I take 1,000 milligrams of those omega-3s twice a day, AM and PM. Basically, breakfast and dinner is my AM and PM schedule. 7 a.m., 7 p.m., roughly. After dinner, you might say. After the fish oil is olive oil. I take 2 teaspoons of that twice a day. Nature's Plus Gold Liquid Vitamin. I take 2 tablespoons of that once a day. And then we get into the capsules and more of the kind of the meat of what I'm taking. Apigenin capsules, I take 50 milligrams twice a day. Artemisinin, 500 milligrams twice a day. Atorvastatin, which is a prescription statin drug for cholesterol control, it blocks a specific energy pathway for cancer stem cells, and I take 40 milligrams of that twice a day. Berberine capsules, I take 500 milligrams twice a day. Blocks very specific energy pathways for stem cells. Doxycycline is another off-label prescription drug. I take 100 milligrams twice a day. ECGC capsules, I take 400 milligrams of that twice a day. And ECGC is one of those strong antioxidants that is all natural. Ivermectin tablets, I take 3 milligrams twice a day. Metformin, which anyone who has a diabetic in the family will recognize that metformin is a diabetes drug. I take 500 milligrams twice a day, specifically to block glucose energy pathways for the stem cells. Quercetin, I take 1,000 milligrams twice a day of that, again blocking very specific energy pathways for the stem cells. Resveratrol, I take 100 milligrams twice a day. And starting this week, I am taking Xelata, which is a chemo capsule that I'm taking 2,500 milligrams a day from my oncologist. It's a strong it's an oxidant, and it helps oxidize these cancer cells and works along with the high dose vitamin C IVs that I'm taking twice a week, Tuesday and Fridays, twice a week. It takes 5 hours to get that injection, by the way, of 50 to 75 grams of vitamin C through an IV. So you got to plan, you got to schedule for that. I'm also taking a CBD suppository twice a day, AM and PM, a CBD tincture, 2 droppers, AM and PM, a zeolite tincture, AM and PM, 3 droppers of that. Mycoactive mushroom formula, which I get from Ortho Molecular Products. I take that twice a day, 2 capsules. And then there's 3 items that are immune system boosting and just general system support. I get these capsules in a natural form at Sprouts. You can probably find them at any health food store. But I use 2 capsules a day of chlorophyll, 2 capsules of spirulina, and 1 capsule of garlic. and I take those twice a day. I take a vitamin K capsule once a day that I get from the company called Get Healthy Again. I mentioned the high-dose vitamin C IV that I'm doing twice a week, and I'm also starting infrared sauna twice a week, trying to heat the body up to 135 degrees, because we know the stem cells, even the cancer cells in general, the mitochondria are so damaged and they can't handle heat. And one of the things that happens with cancer patients normally is we take all these chemicals that cause us to feel terribly bad and make us unable to exercise and do a lot of the things that we would normally do that would cause us to sweat and increase our body temperature. And so that actually allows the cancer a more favorable environment in which to grow. So what the infrared sauna does is it stresses those stem cells and those cancer cells by heating up the body. It doesn't heat the air around you, but it heats the body up. I don't know if it helps or not, but I've never drank coffee in my life. I'm telling you, never cared for it. I'm drinking coffee now. Up until about noon, I'll drink green teas in the afternoon or just hot water, just trying to help heat up my body. And going into the sauna, I'm taking hot green tea in the sauna with me, just trying to help heat up the internals so that we can stress those cells and make it a more uninhabitable environment for them to live in, so that some of these other compounds that I'm taking have a better chance of killing those stem cells and eradicating the cancer completely from my system. That's the goal. We don't know if we're going to get there or not. We'll know in a few months. I'm on this protocol for our plan is to be on it for 12 weeks. I'm 2 weeks in, 2.5 weeks in now. So that's the plan. We'll get a scan at the end of that time period. But to me, I think the real way I'm going to know if it's working or not is if I start seeing, one of the things we found that was kind of disturbing, after we found out all about this diagnosis, we started looking back at some of my previous medical history from dealing with my annual physicals and things like that, and noticed that 3 years before I was diagnosed and my appendix burst, 3 years before that, my annual physical blood test started showing me low in iron, which should have been a big red flag for my doctor, my general practitioner, but it wasn't. He just wrote me a prescription for ferrous iron oxide and told me to take a pill every day. That would help. Well, it did help feed the cancer, because the stem cells are heavy iron consumers. And if we had done a little digging back when we noticed that I was low on iron long before I was diagnosed with cancer, we might have found this cancer when I was at stage 1, stage 2, found it when it was at a more treatable stage. Stage 4 now, a year ago they gave me 6 months to live. So now they consider it untreatable. It's inoperable. It's too far gone, Rob. We're sorry. There's just nothing we can do, is what I've heard. So unfortunately, we didn't do any digging back when we found out about the low iron level in my blood. So now we're actually trying to kill those cells that sucked up all that iron. And if we see my blood test iron levels start increasing, I think that will tell us that we're killing stem cells, or cancer stem cells that have sucked up all that iron. I hope anyway. We'll find out more as we go through the next several weeks, but I'm really encouraged by you know, 2.5 weeks in, and I'm already having less of a burning sensation in my lower left abdomen, where we know that a tumor exists. It showed up in the scan, the last scan, and it was a pretty big one. It was over 3 centimeters. And you could feel it when you pressed on my stomach in that area. So we don't feel it anymore. And I don't have the burning sensation from it in that area anymore after just 2.5 weeks of this new protocol. So hopefully that means that this new protocol is actually not just shrinking tumors and killing cancer cells, but we're also hopefully on the right path to kill the stem cells, the cancer stem cells that continue to bring this cancer back on me. As we get more information on that, I'll continue to give you all updates. I appreciate all the prayers and all the well wishes and good thoughts. Thank you all so much. It's really, you know, to somebody who's going through something like this, it means more than you can possibly know. Just to know that people out there care. So I appreciate it. Thank you so much, and hope y'all have a great day. I didn't mean to ramble on this long. Maybe I can figure out how to edit this. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye-bye.